4 months ago, Newcastle United set out along that long road to Wembley. Now, they return home in triumph, the proud cup winners of 1955.
Yes, guys, welcome back to more GBFC. This video is all about Newcastle United. Congratulations, the first trophy in, domestically, 70 years. This is a massive moment. And look, before we go any further, I actually want to play through the commentary on the official highlight video on the Newcastle YouTube channel because I think we should all listen to this.
And the weight of 56 years and 70 domestically. Well, wait no more, because the time is now. Newcastle United have won something, and this is what it feels like.
We're talking about a big moment in history here. This result yesterday, if you watched the video that we posted before this game, I actually said Newcastle were going to win 2-1. I also had a bet on it. I said that Isak would score as well. I won £75. It was lovely. But Newcastle United, from minute number 1 all the way through until the end of this Carabao Cup final, there was only one team that were going to win this game. And in today's video, we're not just going to talk about Eddie Howe. I'm not going to talk too much about Newcastle's Saudi takeover and how important that first trophy is for that, because I think when we talk about Newcastle winning this Carabao Cup, it should all be focused around the fans and around a football club who was so close in the 90s, in the days when Alan Shearer was saying no to Manchester United because he wanted to stay and play for Newcastle. And yesterday, we saw Dan Burn, born and raised in the local area, signs for his boyhood club and scores the first goal to open the scoring on a day where Newcastle win that first domestic trophy. And let's not forget as well, right now, in my opinion, the best number 9, maybe in the world, scoring the winner against the team that are coveting him, Alexander Isak. Absolutely world class. So without any further ado, Newcastle fans, enjoy. You're going to see a Chelsea fan now break down your game yesterday and how you won a flipping trophy. Let's go. Alright, mate, let's move on to SofaScore. You can see Newcastle come out of the blocks quickly on the attack straight away. And for the majority of the first half, you can see here the peaks in the momentum chart fully in favour of Newcastle United. And I'll tell you what, Mo Salah didn't show up against Paris Saint-Germain, was pocketed by Nuno Mendes, and again yesterday, but this time it wasn't Nuno Mendes, it was this man. Newcastle United left-back Tino Livramento has been called up to the England squad under Thomas Tuchel. This whole left-hand side for Newcastle, Harvey Barnes, Joelinton, who I'm going to speak about as probably for me, the man that epitomised Newcastle's attitude, determination, desire, everything that was the fighting side of Newcastle that we didn't see from Liverpool, for me, was absolutely summarised by the performance of Joelinton. But Livramento pocketed Mohamed Salah, disappeared, and we got knocked out of 2 trophies, Liverpool fans, in the same flipping week. But this Newcastle team here, Nick Pope in goal, got himself a yellow card, love it in a cup final. Kieran Trippier, Fabian Schär, who was magnificent. Dan Burn, who of course was the man of the match with an incredible goal. It's a brilliant header. And the fact that he had so much space and McAllister was marking him, and then after the goal, Alexis McAllister is still marking Dan Burn. Make that make sense, but if you're a Newcastle fan, you do not give a flying donkey about that one. It's just such a dominant performance. A 6.8 rating for Alexander Isak, but of course, the goal is absolutely brilliant. And when a striker scores a disallowed goal, sometimes strikers go into a bit of a slump. You don't want to be caught offside. But they scored the offside goal. Isak then scores a perfectly good goal, a legal goal, within 2 minutes of scoring that goal. It was absolutely brilliant. Jacob Murphy, again, a player that has been reborn in the second part of this season. Bruno Guimaraes as the captain. It was all in all just such a strong Newcastle display from absolutely everyone. And I mentioned Joelinton. And I think when you look at how much this means to Newcastle United, we brought it up at the start, 70 years without a domestic trophy, coming so close in 95, 96. Then they buy Alan Shearer, 15 million, record transfer fee at the time. Maybe Newcastle fans thought it was coming in the 90s. It didn't. And we all know what has happened to Newcastle in recent times. Relegated to the Championship. Mike Ashley with his flipping Sports Direct mug, mugging off the entire Newcastle fan base for years and years and years. And then this team that they've built here, considering they've obviously spent not that much money, 401 million I believe it is since the PIF takeover. But when you look at the amounts of money that Newcastle have, the fact that they have had the shackles on them because of PSR, because of financial fair play. This team, what it has, that maybe spending £1 billion would have made this look a bit different, but what this team has is fight, guile, passion, determination. And that midfield three on their day, Guimaraes, Sandro Tonali, Joelinton, these guys are going to win you games. And look, when you look at Alexis McAllister, one of the lowest rated players on the pitch yesterday, Ryan Gravenberch has been one of the best midfielders probably in Europe this season, to be fair. He had nothing to say to any of those Newcastle players yesterday. They were bossing all over the pitch here, Newcastle. And look, something that is so fitting is the fact that Dan Burn puts in that performance after what, 48 hours after people were even questioning the fact that Thomas Tuchel has called him up for the England squad, and then he goes and puts in a performance like that in a cup final to see Newcastle win that trophy. Gets himself a Man of the Match award there. But also we got to look at the statistics here, because 66% ball possession for Liverpool. In terms of the passes, it's virtually double the amount of passes that Newcastle made. 17 tackles, though, is absolutely unbelievable. So as you can see here, just below my face, Joelinton absolutely everywhere. Only touched the ball 42 times. And when I'm talking about Chelsea, sometimes Caicedo might touch the ball like 80 times in a game. But it's not about how many times you touch the ball, as we have seen with Nottingham Forest this season, if you watch that previous video. The same with Newcastle. You don't have to make the most passes to be clinical, to be efficient. And Joelinton was absolutely everywhere. He was taking risks. 2 out of his 3 long balls, he got those. But this is the key stat here that I want to focus on. 7 out of his 9 ground duels won. 2 out of his 4 aerials. Yes, he lost possession 10 times, but did you see the amount of noise that Joelinton was able to generate just by showing emotion in yesterday's game? And look, having watched Chelsea just before this match and seeing how there was no energy, no determination, no fight, no passion, all of these words that are kind of buzzwords in football, but what we saw from Newcastle yesterday was players out there on the field that were goading the fans into the right reaction. Joelinton knew that the Geordies wanted to be at Wembley. They want to see that trophy. They want that hunger that has been there for so many years to be satisfied. And when you've got players on the pitch that give that energy, that give that passion, you get it back from the fans. And I honestly think yesterday, the Newcastle fans inside Wembley Stadium is inevitably what got them over the line. I think Liverpool were genuinely scared of that Newcastle team yesterday. All over the field, there was fight. And Newcastle players left absolutely nothing out there. Defensively, brilliant. Going forward, brilliant. In the middle, absolutely brilliant. And look, I said it before the game, I think this was Newcastle's time, and it has proven to be their time. So well done to Newcastle United. An incredible win, an incredible game of football. Let me know your thoughts if you're a Newcastle fan in the comments. And if you're a Liverpool fan, are you worried the league's pretty much done, innit? Or is the fact that you've been knocked out of 2 trophies in a week going to derail the season? I don't think it will, but I'll see you in the next video.